forse nuk më ka shkon celulari.
Like just basic introduction about you and what your position here in European University of Tirana.
Hello, I am Matteo Spau. I am Vice Rector for International Students at University of Tirana, European University of Tirana, which is the biggest private university in Albania.
So what's the programs are available in European International University?
Well, starting with bachelors, we have a bachelor in finance, in management, and in IT, and for general speaking, and we are ready to carry on with other bachelors for next years linked with medical sciences from nursing and so on, and we have a master's too in the field of economy and IT and political sciences too. Not just made by European University of Tirana, but in collaboration with other universities in Germany. So special masters, so the master, generally speaking, in political sciences are linked, and it's a collaboration, working together with between Albanian and German university. And the students can go in both countries and to have every semester in one country and another one in another country and so on. So it's international is a really interesting experience in this sense.
Okay, so the admission requirements for registration for international students?
Well, they have to have a diploma of the middle school, and so they have to have at least 18.
Yeah.
And then they I don't know if in your country how they are evaluated with points or marks, but they have to have at least 65% out of 100. So 65 and up, they can be enrolled at the European University of Tirana.
This would be acknowledged by the Embassy of Albania in
No,
country?
these have to be acknowledged by their school, and they have to go
Ministry.
to notarize their results. And so they don't need to go in an embassy at all.
Okay.
And so they then send us these documents, as other documents, so ID card or passport. And this is very important. They have to have, as students or their families, bank account. They have to have more or less $3,000. Well, it's not a big amount. It's very usual amount. In for the last year. So they have to have. I mean, they don't have to be absolutely linked or blocked. They can. I mean, can show their normal income, and they can see that more or less they have $3,000 in 1 year as average. So this is okay. And after this, we will, if the students bring to us all the documents, we send a conditional acceptance as a student at our university. And we can start together with the second process, which is the process of the first enrollment. So they have to pay €1,000 for visa issues, but this €1,000 is into the general price, so it's not more. It's part of the total is included. Okay. And if something goes wrong and they don't get a visa, more than 70% of this sum comes back to the student refund in maximum 60 days. Generally speaking, is 2 weeks. I mean, but a maximum 60 days.
Perfect, really. So the university help with the registration and visa process?
Absolutely, because the student have to come enter in Albania, so without coming in Albania from their home. But we assist them in this sense, so we help them very much. So they can do, all the requirements, all the needed, what is needed with our help, and the visa requirements too. So in the end, they will have a mail with what they did and what we did together. After the visa response, they can come in Albania, and they have 1 month here to apply for the permit of stay, which is
residence.
1 year. Yeah, residence permit of stay, which is for 1 year. So they have to every year to make this renew for 3 years for a bachelor, or 2 years for a master, and so on. Well, once they are here, they have to pay at least 70% of the total amount of money. But
for the 4 years?
For not for the 4 years, just for the first year.
For the first year.
And but I mean, it's normal because if you take into account 4,500 euros, 1,000 they already paid, and then it remain 3,500 on which they can pay another 2,000 euro, and the rest in March or April at the same year.
Yeah.
For international students, it's also easy to go abroad. I mean, if they want to go, I don't know, a weekend in Rome or Paris, or I don't know. Once that you have an Albanian visa and an Albanian permit of stay, you can make a requirement to Albanian police to have the chance to
visit
go
these
abroad.
countries, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a permit of stay abroad.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's,
yeah, for sure.
This and it's easier when you have an Albanian permit of stay to have this chance too. And what is good and what we are working with the Albanian government is to simplify documents and papers that the foreign students have to. And the next month, in February, in Albania, you will have a new law that makes more simple for international students to get enrolled and for visas too. For coming of international students. Well, they have the chance from the second year, so once that they come in Albania, start university in English.
It's in English, yeah.
It's in English with an easy requirement. I mean, they have to have the B1 level.
B1 in English?
B1 in
TOEFL,
English.
IELTS?
Both.
Both.
Mm.
Any grade, like any specific mark?
No, there's not a requirement for any mark.
Just pass
we, as a university, we have courses in English. And they can make a special course just for English language if they want, preparation for before the lessons start.
Sorry, this is for 1 year, the first year, or it's
just for the first year?
For the first year.
Just for the first year. Well, but it's less than 3 months a course. And but if they have TOEFL or IELTS, generally speaking, it's not does not need a course. So they can start, and in the second year they can work part time.
Yes,
20
this
hours.
is also
20 hours per week.
20 hours.
20 hours. Albania has been a very, very poor country before the 90s. And after we had a communist regime, and after the 90s, we started a series of reforms that were very difficult. And a lot of Albanians went abroad in Western Europe, United States, and so on. So in the actual situation...
Actually, it's one of the most beautiful countries I visited.
Yes, and it's growing very fast.
The infrastructure, it's really...
And year by year, Albania is growing very fast, and we have a big need because in Albania we have 2.5 million people. So, we need young people to work here in very different fields: economy field, tourism field, everyday job. There's, a lot of professions that they can do. For doctors too, and so on. So it's a wide range. So because the country is growing, the wages are growing very fast,
and the prices in general, it's very
well. It's 30 or 40% the prices in Albania of food, of renting, compared with Western Europe. So it's much more cheaper.
That.
Yeah, it's true. It's still cheaper. Still cheaper.
Right.
It's a good thing, and our diplomas are recognized, and in the rest of the world we have accreditation, a British accreditation that allows us to tell this thing that our diplomas are internationally recognized and appreciated. The students can work in Albania, in Western Europe too, United States, whenever they want.
As I understand, for the international students, the studying will be in English 100%?
Yes, exclusively in English. That's not a requirement for the Albanian language. And
another point regarding to the tuition, it's we can give like some examples about the main majors for the college here, yearly fees.
Well, this is, we have these fees, and we have no policies of early bird or other, I don't know how.
Just the average to give the audience like an idea.
The average more or less is per year 4,500 euro. Okay. And this is, the average up to now. But we are looking that compared with the other countries, this is much cheaper. It's 1/3 compared with Malta, 1/5 compared with Great Britain, and so on.
Okay. Any programs for scholarships or financial aid for the international students?
We have two directions. At first, that are parallel with each other. At first, we help students to find a job, part-time job. And the second one, we are building policy for talented students with very good results in their middle school that want to come in Albania and to study at our university. But it depends case by case and by the contacts that we have with them.
About the accommodation, does the university provide accommodation for students?
We have
compounds
agreements with different institutions here. So what does it mean? In the entrance of Tirana, you can see that there's Follet, which is a building in which they live students. It's a private one. It's
low price.
Yes, I can say it's low. I mean, €200 per month for a student with
all the facilities.
With all the facilities, with their room, with TV, desk, and so on. I mean, whatever they need. So they are really, like in a student city. And so
community.
Student community, and with what they need, and with bus and so on, in order to come to the university or different universities. So if the students want to rent an apartment, it's okay.
It's optional.
It's optional. But we can give an advice if they want to facilitate their coming, because come to in another country is not exactly easy.
Especially for female students, maybe it's easier.
So these buildings are also very, very safe. At the same time.
So that's good.
This is for sure.
So any students you have now from Arab countries like...
we have students from Syria, from Algeria, and from Pakistan. We have students from... India is not an Arab country, but, but it's from Asia.
From India.
And from Nigeria. There are a lot of races from Ukraine, which is not an Arab country, but it's international.
So I think this is all the information any students can get.
There are other informations too. We started now with the summer schools. So if a student goes to a university, I don't know, in Iraq, in Germany, in Spain, or I don't know, in Algeria, they can be enrolled just for summer school, just for one
semester.
For 4 weeks. Wow. So just for one course. I don't know, introduction to economy or
special courses like
that is recognized to their original university. So from the university that they come, I don't know, financial management and so on. So they can stay in a structure. They can come for 4 weeks,
and they can check and see.
They can see what happens here. And this is in summer, in the end of June, beginning of July, next to the seaside. So it's not exactly the university, but there are university professors that goes to big hotels, and they will be the students too. And in the conference rooms, we'll have lectures, we'll have workshops, common activities, and they will have free time in the noon.
To discover the country
to go to the seaside, discover the country, to have a walk in nearby art cities that we have, like Berat, Gjirokastër, or have a walk in Vlora and so on.
My next station.
Or in Kruja, north of Tirana, which is the ancient Albanian capital.
I think this is a very good introduction. Thank you for having me, for the patience, all the details. I think also I read about European University. It's top rank in Albania.
Yes, the European University of Tirana was one of the first private universities in Albania. It was opened in 20 years ago, 2025. Now, and 2005 was open. It was one of the first university because before in Albania the private entrepreneurship cannot open, not allowed to open a university. And after this reform, we had an explosion of private universities. Year by year, more than half of them were closed because we were not serious. And so the government made a second reform in 2015, which cut out half of private universities and state universities too. And so we now have a much better level of instruction, generally speaking, and especially in private universities. Actually, in Albania, 1/3 of the students prefer to come to a private university, which is a big number. 10 years ago, we were just 8%. Now we are at 33%. And we are looking that year by year, this number is growing. And year by year, we are part also to European projects, so Erasmus Plus and so on. So here we have international professors that comes from EU countries. We have international students that stay here for a semester from Italy, Spain, Poland, and so on. So,
so
we are
engaged
more and more involved and integrated with EU institutions in this field. And we are looking that more or less from 2027 to 2030, Albania will be part of the EU, is now EU candidate, will be part of EU,
fully EU
membership. So we are getting there.
Hopefully, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the information. That's it.